Hello everyone, myself Anurag Mandal, Assistant Professor of EC Department. Today, I'm going to introduce one of the subject in Chemical Engineering Department in the second year, that is Chemical Instrumentation. In this session, I'm going to tell you that how this chemical instrumentation is important in the Chemical Engineering Department. Next, I'm going to show you different processes in the chemical industry and how that different processes are associated with the chemical instrumentation, because after you learn that kind of processes you will understand how much important that chemical instrumentation is applied over there. Okay, next I'm going to tell you what are the topics or the syllabus of our series of lectures, and at the end we are going to tell you the outcome of this particular subject and the reference books. So let's start. First, that is the motivation. Why we need to know the chemical instrumentation, why that subject is needed. Look, whenever the chemical engineering word comes, the first word that strike in our mind, that is the chemicals. And this chemicals is very much important in our day-to-day life. Even if how everything we used in the day-to-day life, that is depend on the chemical products, from good morning to the good night. For an example, after getting up from the bed, what we do first? We need to brush our teeth, and from brush our teeth we need the toothpaste. The toothpaste is nothing but the chemical product. Next, if we talk about the all the day, then eventually we wash our hand with the help of liquid soap or normal soap. What is that liquid soap and normal soap is there? They are the chemical products, and that chemical products need various process for formation. Means a chemical product need to be uh, a particular color, need a particular smell. It have to be in liquid form or in a solid form. So we need various process to formation of that particular chemical product, and for that completion of the process the chemical industry needs various steps. Each and every steps are the process. Okay, now because of this thing we need the chemical instrumentation. Each and every process is related with the chemical instrumentation, and if we don't know the chemical instrumentation then we are not able to describe what are the process are going to happen in the process industry, how the process industry run, that is based on the process a chemical instrumentation. That we are going to see that first process, that is the application number one. I'm showing you a figure. That figure is nothing but the controlling the level. Now what is that? That is one of the process in the process industry, that we if we want to make a chemical product then we need to pass that chemical product with this process. Okay, means we need to maintain some level, and that process we need to pass that particular chemical product through this process. Now what happened here? This is a water chemical tank, and within that chemical tank what happened, there is a chemical liquid and we need to maintain the height of the liquid. For an example, we need to maintain the height of the liquid within the tank, that is the 10 meter. Okay. Now, obviously, the level of the liquid need to be measured always continuously to check whether that level of the liquid is lower or higher than the 10 meter. So based upon that measurement, or we need a controller to control the level. Okay. Now to measure the level, what we have, that is the level detector. The level detector continuously measure the level of the liquid. The controller do what? That provide a current signal. That current signal converted into pressure signal, and that pressure signal is just controlling the control valve. But the main thing or the main work is done by the level detector. The level detector is providing the output to the controller. If the level detector doesn't provide any output to the controller, then the controller doesn't produce any output. And if the controller doesn't produce any output, the level never be maintained. So the main thing is the detector. And detector is what? Nothing but the sensor, level sensor. And level sensor is totally a chemical instrument. So how much important the chemical instrument from this particular process we know. We're going to different process. The different process is the temperature controlling unit. Means we need to control the temperature within this reservoir. Okay. Now, within this reservoir, we need to control the temperature of the liquid or chemical up to 100 degrees Celsius. And this is one of the process by which the chemical should be passed to formation of that ultimate chemical product. Okay, so we need to check whether the temperature of the liquid in the reservoir is less than or higher than the 100 degrees Celsius. So we need to measure the temperature continuously. And to measure the temperature continuously, we need what? A temperature sensor. Here it is connected RTD. And temperature sensor is what? It is the chemical instrumentation. So if this RTD continuously measure the temperature and depend upon the difference from the 100 degrees Celsius to the current temperature, it provide an output. That output goes to the temperature controller, and that can temperature controller provide the output to the refrigeration system, and that refrigeration system try to maintain the temperature of the fluid input. So if the chemical instrument, that is the RTD, is not there, means the temperature sensor is not there, then the temperature controller doesn't provide any output. So we never maintain any kind of temperature within the fluid reservoir. So this much of importance the chemical instrumentation have. Let's move on to another process. In this process, what is this process? That is nothing but the flow controlling process. And again, the ultimate chemical product need to pass on this process again. Now, flow control means obviously the liquid is flowing within the pipe, and we need to control the flow of the liquid within the pipe. So we need to measure the flow first, then only we can control the flow within the pipe. And for measurement, we need what? Nothing but the flow sensor or flow transmitter. And this flow sensor and flow transmitter is totally a chemical instrumentation or chemical instrument. So if the if the flow sensor is not there, then we never, and we are not able to measure the flow of the liquid. So if we doesn't measure the flow of the liquid, then we never process a chemical product. So that this much of importance the chemical instrumentation have. Another process, that is the pressure controlling unit. Pressure controlling unit, we need to control the pressure within that vessel. So for this we need a pressure transmitter or pressure sensor that is connected over here, that always measure the pressure within the reservoir. We have a set point, and continuously we need to measure the pressure within the vessel, and according to the difference between the set point and the measured value, the pneumatic controller just controlling the controlling valve to maintain the pressure. So the main thing is done by the pressure transmitter. If we don't have the provision to measure the pressure within the vessel, we never going to control or maintain the pressure within this vessel. So this much of importance the chemical instrument have within the process industry. And every process industry, if there is no instrument or chemical instrument, the process industry never run. Okay, so really, for chemical instrumentation, for chemical engineering department, the chemical instrumentation having a much more importance, having a most important thing. Okay, so let's move on to the importance. Just to preview, in the previous slides we had talked about the temperature control, level control, flow control, and and what is pressure control. And this total, all the chemical processes are based on the instrumentation. If there is no instrumentation, then we never maintain or control any of the process. And if we never control any of the processes, then our chemical product, it doesn't produce that kind of product. So instrumentation is the most important subject in your second year. So move on to the next, what we are going to learn in this particular series of lecture. We just learn about the introduction of the chemical process instrumentation, then choice of instrumentation for instruments for a specific variable, a specific process variable. So we need to know the definition of the process variable first. Then to control or to measure that process variable, what kind of instruments we have. For an example, we have the process variable, that is the temperature, and we need to measure the temperature continuously. Now the temperature sensor, lots of temperature sensors are there. So what instrument or what type of sensor we need to choose for our application? Okay, that is important. So the choice of instrument for a specific application process variable is important. Then the static and dynamic characteristics of the instrument. Now we had the instrument, but that particular instrument uh, is characteristics, or in the behavior of that particular instrument. We need to know the characteristics. that how much what is the input of that instrument, and based on the input how the output will be generated by that particular instrument. Okay, then only then only we just choose a particular instrument for a particular process. Then we go for the measured value, true value, then errors, then classification of errors, method of reducing the errors. So every instrument, obviously there should be an error, then and we need to measure that error, how many way we can measure the error, how we can reduce the error. This much of things we are going to learn in this particular first unit. Second unit, that is nothing but the temperature and the humidity measurement. Here we have learned about all kind of temperature sensors we have in our day-to-day life applications or day-to-day life process industries. What kind of humidity sensors are there in the process industry that we are going to learn in this particular unit. Next is same way we have to learn about the pressure measurement. What kind of principle we need to apply? We need to apply in the pressure measuring devices. How many devices are there for measuring the pressure? What are the characteristics of that particular pressure measuring devices? We just going to learn in this particular unit. Next, flow measuring device. Obviously, various type of flow measuring device. What is important for our application that we are going to learn in this particular unit. And in this particular unit, one of the very important thing, that is the characteristics of each type of flow measuring devices we need to know. We are going to know in this particular unit. Next, the composition measurement, that is the composition of the gases. How many types of gases within a particular gas chambers? We need to analyze that thing. How many kind of chemicals are present within a particular chemical, within a liquid? That we need to know. Then only we can change the ratio of the particular chemicals, and by changing that ratio we got different types of product. For an example, we have the oil, ground oil, and from the ground oil we have various type of petroleum product, from starting from the Vaseline to our petrol, then diesel, various type of etc, various type of chemical products we have from a raw material. And within that raw material, we are doing what? We are just changing the percentage of the chemicals that is mixed within that raw material. So we need to know how many types of chemicals are there. So the composition measurement is important. Then we talk about the heat exchanger, a reactor, okay, then vessels. These are the chemical storage devices, and we are going to learn the working of that particular sections. Next, course outcome. After completion of the course, what you able to know, you are gain that kind of ability to familiarize the basic concept of the process instrument. Obviously, if you know all the characteristics of each and every instrument, you are familiar with the basic concept of each and every instrument, that how that particular instrument actually work. Then ability to understand the principle, construction, and the operation of operation of instrument for measurement, obviously. Then characteristics come: ability to understand, control, recording of process variable like pressure, flow, level, humidity, and composition. Okay. Next, ability to familiarize principle of electromagnetic, pneumatic, electrical, and multi-purpose transducer. Okay, transducer is related with the sensors. We are able to know after completion of the course that what is the difference between the sensor and the transducer, and how the sensors and transducer are mixed with each other. Next, ability to design instrument diagram for process equipment such as deinstallation column, then heat exchanger, then fluid storage vessel. So you are able to just design your instrument or draw your process industry with the help of that instrument diagram. So at the end, we comes to the books. These are the books. These are the books of reference, and I just tell you what for which topic we need to follow which books. Okay, so this is all about the introduction of the chemical instrument. Hope this lecture will gain some interest about the chemical instrument subject, uh, because we just know that each and every chemical products are just developed with various processes, and each and every process are associated with the chemical instrument. If there is no chemical instrument, the chemical process we doesn't run, and if it doesn't run the chemical process, the ultimate chemical uh, material or ultimate chemical product doesn't be produced. So that's all about today. Thank you.